If you look like this GIF right here, then we have some talking to do because Yu-Gi-Oh! Just announced new time rules. And this is huge. This is amazingly huge for the game. This is going to change the way the game is played for sure. And it's going to affect every single one of you. Now we're going to try to break down all the new time rules, what they mean, and how it's actually going to take place. And yeah, it's a little bit confusing. So bear with me. We'll try to explain it as good as possible. Another thing that happened today is the fact that the new tins have been announced. And Konami is going to be dropping 2 new cards. So this is big news. In addition to pretty solid time rules, we're getting Dominus Impulse and Purge in the next tins as secret rares. Just thought I'll throw it out there. Now, this was one of the original posts. I'm not going to go to the source directly from Ivy Winter YGO. This was found in the Duelist Advanced Regional FAQs. And this is going to be at least for the whole upcoming season. There's a lot of things to unpack here. So let's begin. Before we do that, how do time rules work today in Yu-Gi-Oh? A match takes 45 minutes. Top Gun matches and feature matches and stuff might take longer, but eventually it's going to be 45 minutes for most of us in regionals and stuff like that. The player, at the end of time, when time is called, they have the chance to complete the phase that they're in. If they are in main phase, they have a chance to do anything they want during the main phase, and when they try to leave main phase, the game and the match are over, and the player with the most amount of life points gets a game win for this game. So that means that if you and I are tied 1-1 in games, I start, I burn you for 500 damage, time is called, I win game 3, I win 2-1 overall in the match. We all know that. Let's dive in. What happens if I'm not done with my match after 50 minutes, which is the new rule? I believe it was 45. If the match does not finish within 50 minutes, the result will be a double loss. And this is a double match loss. This is not a double game loss. If it's 1-1, both players will lose the match. But let's dive into the stipulations and a little bit of the deeper details here. When the time ends in the round, the match is over. Neither duelist may begin or continue any action that may take place in the game, which means that time is called in the tournament, the judge will say time in the round, and both players leave all their cards. You cannot continue playing. It doesn't matter if you can burn for time, if you are in a winning position, if you are leading in life points, it does not matter. The match is over. If the time expires and the match has not finished, meaning that we're 1-1, it will be a double loss. Meaning that if it's 1-1 or 1-0, which means that I'm leading 1-0, I won game 1, we are in game 2, and the match has finished and the time has expired, we both get a match loss. Yes, a match loss for both players. Okay? Now, a match is considered finished when one of the duelists has either won 2 duels or lost 2 duels, which means normal rules, right? Very normal here. If I win 2-1 and there's time left, it doesn't matter. Time is concluded. I'm pretty sure, right? This is confusing. I'm pretty sure. If I won 2 games, it's still a best of 3. I win the match. Normal stuff. If you win before time, it's all about time rules here. If you win before time, you have won. If a player won 2 out of 3 rounds, doesn't matter what time is, we're going again. We're finishing, basically. Okay, this is where it gets super complicated, so pay attention. If the duelists have completed 3 duels without the match finishing, and there is time remaining in the round, the duelists will go into a 4th duel. This one is very complicated, and it's rarely going to happen. Okay, how can you complete 3 duels without the match finishing? How is that possible? So let's try to unpack it together here, right? Completing 3 duels means that one of us is either leading by 2-1, right? Which can't happen. because if one of us has reached 2 points in the match, they win. So this will only happen if both players will, for example, right? We are 1-1 and we both get burned for the same amount of damage to lead to a draw, right? In any of the games, basically. So it will happen maybe like simultaneous deck out or two players taking enough damage to kill them both simultaneously. This is when the duelist will go to a fourth duel. Because basically the score should be tied right now and duelists will have to continue, right? The problem with this that I'm not fully understanding is that in a situation like this, the fourth duel, you know, if it can continue, right? If it still can continue, then there's probably not much time left. And if the match is not concluded, then both players get a match loss. I'm having a super hard time following this, but what I've understood from talking to people is this is rarely going to happen because the cause of this is two players dying simultaneously from like burn damage or something. So I think fourth duel is not going to happen that much. And the last point here is that if a duelist has won one duel and the match has not concluded after 50 minutes, both duelists will receive a double loss, which makes sense. However, leading by 1 will not help you, right? We are 1-0. Game 2, time is called. We both get a match loss. Okay? So with this stipulation, there will be a lot of maybe, I'm not recommending this at all, by the way, but maybe it will force duelists into making agreements. This is the part that I don't like here, is that it might be like a struggle to get used to these rules, right? At the beginning, at least, for sure, right? There's no more burning for time, and there will be a lot based on how the game is played. Decks are designed to play for 20 minutes in the combo. Memento, Plants, Mermail, Malice. Those are decks that take a long time to play, and people who will play them might get punished if they don't finish their games quick. You're going to have to scoop fast. So let's say you and I are playing. I'm leading 1-0. I won game 1. This is game 2. Time is called. Now, basically, both of us are going to get a match loss, right? And even if I'm in a winning position to win game 2, it still sucks. So what could happen, and what players shouldn't do at all, is that in order for their tiebreaker not to be a loss for the opponent, they might just concede and give the win to their opponent, which is, I don't really like that. I don't think I like that. It is very confusing, but I think the fourth duel thing is very, very rarely going to happen. It's probably not, like, when you read it, you think, like, how is this even possible to complete 3 duels without the match finishing, right? If we completed 3 duels, one of us is at 2 wins, but it's not the case. The case is when, like, both players die simultaneously, 1-1-1, stuff like that, right? Because we can't, essentially at 2-2, there's no winner. It's a double loss. You will continue into a game 4 to decide who wins, like 4-2, 3-2, right? Let me know in the comments what you think about this. This is huge. This is going to have a huge ripple effect on the community and the game in general. This is not just something, this is like a master rule revision type rule. This is going to change the game, and this is going to change the way people deck build and play the game, which is crazy. Spooky Dogwood doesn't exist anymore. That card is not relevant. Vanquish Soul Heavy Borger, irrelevant. And essentially, it's a new era in Yu-Gi-Oh! I think overall, my personal feelings about this is that it's good, because winning in time sucks and losing in time sucks. We saw that in new WCQ. On the other hand, it might, like, at least in the beginning, until everybody figures out, like, you go to one tournament, you finish that tournament, and you actually see what happens. If you see Lorcana standings and stuff, a lot of people have a lot of, like, draws and losses, and you can win a tournament with having, like, 2-3 losses, because a lot of people are going to get a loss. So, again, let me know in the comments what you think about this. Hopefully this was a little bit helpful. Leave your comments below for any corrections or help to the community, because this is a big one. And thank you so much, and Godspeed to all of us. Peace.